Well, it got done about 25 minutes before we found out about it. I was told it was at a price that the Mets considered astronomically higher than they expected going into the offseason. There was some debate in the front office of whether they wanted to go that high, and ultimately Steve Cohen just wants to win. So I think it was like, hey, if this is the message from the top, just spend what it takes. They would have gone a little higher if they'd had to, not much. But yeah, if the news broke around 9 p.m. Eastern or so, I'd say the Mets probably found out around 8:30, something like that. We're asked things like, what's your gut feeling? Is this going to get done or not get done? And we were going through this with Judge over the past couple of days, and it's like you really don't know one way or the other. You know when a team is talking to a player. Nimmo was a guy who was talking to many other teams. So when the teams don't know where the player is going to go, no one knows. So it was just like they're interested. We'll see if they can come to terms. I don't think it was likely or unlikely. I just think it was a matter of whether they were going to be able to be the team with the high offer and where Nimmo was going to want to play. So the Mets always felt like that we want him. We're talking to him. I don't think they were that optimistic because there was so much competition, but they were always in it. We're at the point now where the Mets could be looking at a $350 million payroll if they are able to land that target. I've told the Mets really, really want Senga. They're not the only team, but we know that when the Mets are motivated in this Steve Cohen era, uh, much of the time, if not all of it, not all the time, but much of the time, they get what they want. So that's definitely something we're still tracking. Senga's said to be moving a bit of a more deliberate pace in his free agency. The Mets believe that they're done for tonight. Two big signings, enough for one night, I guess, but they're still on Senga. And a year from now, I believe they'll be very much in on Shohei Ohtani too. So it's just going to kind of keep rolling here.